after traveling the country in our Airstream Basecamp for the last 4 summers, trying to reach our goal of visiting 25 states, we are on our last trip of the year, falling just short at 24 states.
This is life without a truck. This is one of the times you can argue for it, Aaron.
We've had this goal in mind of reaching 25 states for some time now. You all know that we've had this sticker map on the outside of our Airstream, and we love filling in new states. We had plan A to get to 25 states. That included North Dakota, which didn't happen. And we had plan B to get to 25 states, which included Nebraska, which didn't happen. Our Nebraska trip ended before it has started.
I don't know. I really don't know what to do.
And as the summer began to come to a close, we realized that we were not going to be able to make 25 states happen this summer. Because we visited all of the states immediately around us, it takes a lot more effort to get to new states, and we just didn't have the time to make that happen. Which is how we find ourselves in Wisconsin again. We had a short weekend to get in a trip and wanted to do some hiking and kayaking. We've made it up to Wisconsin to Governor Dodge State Park. This is a state park that we came to earlier this year. Well, we've made it to Governor Dodge State Park and we're gonna try kayaking. Chip has got his vest on and we're gonna see how this goes.
Yeah, come on.
Bye, Bubby. Chip so far is okay. We'll see how long he lasts doing this. Because he definitely is curious about what's going on. As you can see behind me. We're back hoping for some fall leaves, some colors. Some of it has changed. Looks like they've already had a storm or two that might have knocked some of the leaves off, so we'll see what we get. But this is our last trip before we winterize. We are starting our day off with some hiking. The plan for today is to do hiking in the morning, kayaking in the afternoon. This is Stevens Falls. It is just 0.2 miles away from the trailhead, so just gotten started, but already made it to a beautiful waterfall. What you doing?
Chip can smell these dogs, but it's so cool because the leaves are like falling into the waterfall.
What does that car tell us? Oh.
Oh gosh, well, Chip's on the go. I don't know, I looked at that. I don't think that we're on the right one anymore. I think it's a different path. I mean, it's the same path, but I don't think it's part of that 3-mile loop. What do you think?
Yeah, we're not supposed to be by the road, but I think we might have gone on an offshoot that we weren't supposed to go on.
I think we're close to the falls. We'll just go back and then find a different one.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's just about walking around, it's fine.
If this isn't the full trail, then we'll go find another one. So we've come back to the Airstream. Come back to Basecamp. You thought that one was funny, huh?
Yeah.
And we're in a little bit of a predicament because honestly the point of this trip was to do some kayaking. And yet we are, but it's not an exactly a wind advisory, but it might as well be because there are 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts and that doesn't feel the best from a safety perspective to be out on the lake, potentially getting stuck and not being able to kayak back, depending on the direction of the wind. So then we're just gonna keep hiking.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map trying to figure out which one would be a good fit. I don't know yet. Maybe like the Pine Cliff Trail. It's like 2.4 miles. I feel like an old timer.
Got the newspaper.
I've got my newspaper.
Get those kids off our yard. And that's just sometimes how it works. And it's a big bummer because this is our last trip of the year. It being middle of October, the weather's going to continue to turn. So maybe we'll try and look for a good weekend at home where the weather's nice and we can do some kayaking around the house. But this is the last trip. So we're going to make sure that we at least maximize this trip. Do another hike, come back, have a campfire, have some hot dogs over the fire. What do you think?
Sounds good. Gotta be flexible. The weather dictates often, so it is what it is.
What do you think, Chip?
Go back and try to have a campfire, roast those hot dogs, see if the wind doesn't blow out the fire.
Are you in air jail?
Air jail, air jail.
There was another dog and he couldn't handle himself, so air jail it is. So as we're walking through here, just the wind is definitely picking up. And you can hear some of them creaking in the wind, which makes us really nervous because those are probably the ones that have already broken some capacity and are leaning on others. So we're just quickly making our way back to camp. One of the great things of having an Airstream is being able to cook, but there's also something about camping and having a campfire and doing hot dogs and a little bit of that style. So that's what we're doing. It is our last night here. It's our last night camping in the Airstream this year. So we got the campfire going, gonna have hot dogs for dinner, roast them over the campfire, and just enjoy a beautiful evening. It's a little chilly, definitely windy, but overall it's nice. Oh, hot dog going for the hot dog. Bye-bye. After a lovely campfire last night, having some hot dogs, and now it is time to pack up camp and head home, which includes a couple of steps.
It needs to go like, I want to do that.
Climb back over.
Wow.
Out and around. It's a lot of effort to bring the kayaks, especially because we don't have the payload in the RAV4 to put them on top and tow at the same time. So they have to go inside the Airstream. And this time around, we didn't even get to use them, but it's all part of the adventure.
Stop. Break.
Wisconsin might be our last trip of the year, but make sure to subscribe to see where in the world Carmen goes next and to see what's towing her in the future.